What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about my favorite shoe in the whole world, the Altra Lone Peak. Those of you who know me, or maybe follow me on Instagram, or have met me on trail, this is the shoe that you're going to catch me in more than anything else. If you're not familiar with Altra shoes, I'm going to give you a little bit of rundown what makes them different and unique. First and foremost is the foot-shaped toe box. You can see this distance, this space right here, is a lot wider than what you're probably used to if you haven't tried Altras before. I like this because it encourages a splayed toes, so your toes aren't like jam-packed in a normal shoe. They can kind of splay out a little bit, and I found that to reduce blisters in between my toes, especially when combined with like an Injinji toe sock. And also, these are zero drop. What that means is the material under the heel and the material under the forefoot, this area, is the same thickness. So most shoes have a 2-to-1 ratio where the heel is twice as thick as what's under the forefoot, which encourages kind of a high-heeled shoe stance. If you're striking with a heel strike, every time you step down like that, you're going to want a big cushy heel. It's going to absorb some of the shock. But if you use the body the way you're designed and you kind of land more on the forefoot, this area, you have a slightly bent knee, which is a shock absorber. Your knees are natural shock absorbers. So if you can adjust your gait a little bit, as I have, you're going to find a lot less problems, a lot less knee pain, back pain. At least I have in my experience. So there you go. You have a zero drop and a foot-shaped toe box. Those are the main distinctions with Altra that sets them apart from others. You also notice here I have a little unique lacing pattern. I skip the first couple holes when I lace these. That's to encourage maximum spread in that upper. This is something that I do personally. Your mileage may vary. Try it out if you like it, or you can just leave them laced up the way they come from the factory. People who use gaiters are going to appreciate some of the additions, like a Gator Trap. This is a small piece of Velcro on the heel, and up here, built in, is a metal D-ring. So if you're wearing Dirty Girl gaiters or gaiters like Altra sells, they have a little hook on the front that can attach there, and then the Velcro on the back attaches here, which creates a covering on this area of the shoe. So that's going to keep rocks and sticks and dirt from going in and getting wedged in between there and your foot. Personally, I don't really use gaiters. I prefer just to pop my shoe off, empty it out, and put it back on. I like the maximum breathability of not wearing gaiters, but a lot of people like them, so I thought I'd address that. The sole on the Altra Lone Peak 3.0, as always, super cushy. This is a good compromise, I think, between some of their other models, like the Superior, which doesn't have very much cushion at all, and the Olympus, which has maximum cushion. Personally, I think the Lone Peak hits that sweet spot of cushioning. The foam that they use is super bouncy. It lasts a long time as well. As you can see, if I flip this over here on the tread, the outsole of this, there's not a lot of wear in there. And I have about 300 miles on this pair, and those lugs look great. You can also see the foam is not super compressed. It's definitely compressed because I've been wearing them, but I would not hesitate to put, I'd say maybe another 400 miles on a pair like this. Again, we'll see. But I'm very pleased with the outsole. I like that tread. Hexagonal lugs across there. Directional lugs around the rest of it. And that is the main reason I wanted to talk about this shoe. If you've worn Altras in the past, the 2.5, and you had a blowout, that solves it right there. That little bit of synthetic leather right there is protecting where your pinky toe rubs. So you can see on this pair, everything's all fine and dandy. I also have another pair. This is also the 3.0, a different color. And as you can see by the dirt, a lot more wear on these. I've been beating the tar out of these. Looking up here at the toe area, no blowouts. Muy bueno. Also on the bottom, you can look at that tread. There's still plenty of tread on there. These have 600 to 650 miles on them, and that is pretty darn good. With through hiking especially, you want to maximize how many miles you can get out of a pair of shoe. Previous models of the Lone Peak, they were blowing out. The tread was wearing off pretty darn quick. This solved it. So I'm a huge fan of this. I am going to continue to put more miles on these and these. And further testing, as always, we'll see when they finally blow out. But being that I have as many miles as I do on these things and have had no issues, I'm pretty stoked. So there you go, the Altra Lone Peak 3.0. This is my choice of shoe for thru hiking, ultra running. If you're going to check them out, you can go online and order them. Try to patronize maybe your local shoe store so you can try them out. So the sizing on a shoe like this may be different than what you're used to because you have all that space up in the forefoot. If you wear like a size 11, you may be a different size in an Ultra. So if you can, try them out online, or I'm sorry, try them out in a store. If you order them online, make sure they have a good return policy. But yeah, this is a size 13, it weighs just over 12 ounces, highly breathable. They fixed the blowout spot, points for gators if you use them, 0 drop. This is the Jimmy Jam, as they say. They still do say that, right? I don't know, I'm